Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It is very early in the morning. Where I am, it's like 6 o'clock a.m. But I chose this time because I noticed that most of my audience is coming from overseas, and so the time difference is quite a bit. So, anyway, I just wanted to say Salam Alaikum. I know I have been gone for a very long time. However, I have decided to try to post a few videos to this channel on occasion, so I figured I'd just go live for a bit. I see I have one person in here right now. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, welcome. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you probably know that I have posted maybe 2 or 3 videos over the last year. And I've done maybe 3 or 4 posts with a little bit of information or a link. And that's because I've been really busy working. I've been busy traveling. I'm not quite awake yet. I quite literally got up out of bed 30 minutes ago and then just put this hijab on and went live. So not quite to my full faculties at the moment, but I will wake up in a few minutes. Anyway, I have been doing some commercials for different products for companies all over the world. I've worked with companies in Belgium, France, China, Japan, the USA, Canada. I'm trying to think if there's any others at the moment. Yeah, those are the only ones I can think of at the moment. But I have been doing photography for them and videos for them and helping them to create commercials. So I've been busy with that. I've also been busy with my regular job, and so that's kept me at least 35 hours a week doing that. And then with all the products that I've been working with different companies, that's probably another 30 to 35 hours. So we're looking at maybe 60 to 70 hours a week that I work, which is normal for me. I'm always doing something. I've always been a doer type of person, so I do relax on occasion, but for the most part, if I'm not creating something or working with someone, then I am doing something else that's creative, which is sewing, cooking, traveling, photography, videos for myself, and things like that. So that has been where I have been spending most of my time. So I haven't been on this channel much. Plus, I was in a battle with YouTube. And that really kind of turned me off of doing YouTube for a while as well, you guys, because I got really tired of YouTube deleting my videos and sending me threatening messages that I couldn't talk about certain topics or I would get deleted. I see someone's trying to text me, and for some reason your messages are just flashing on the screen like that, and then they're going off of there. I don't know how to fix that. So I can't really read your messages, which is strange. Let me see if I can figure that out. Okay, live chat, all messages visible. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's not letting me. Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to figure this out to where I can see your messages all the time. When I'm clicking it, it's not doing anything. Oh, wait. I think I see something here. Nope. actually go live, and I haven't gone live in like a year, I think. Yeah, maybe I should have used my computer. Well, that's YouTube for you. I can't see my messages. Sorry, guys. So, you might as well not bother texting me because I'm not seeing it. Shoot. Okay, hold on, guys. I am going to grab my computer because I just have my phone on a tripod right now. So let me see if I can get my computer. Hold on. All right. While I'm trying to get to your chat, I was going to talk a little bit about the war, or what appears to be the war today too, but it'd be nice to get people's opinions and questions. So anyway, my thought on the war is that it's more spiritual than it is physical. So I really believe that we're having, the majority of the battle is orchestrated, I believe, by supernatural forces. Not just humans being ignorant. Which there's that too, but you know. Okay, hold on guys. I am trying to open this up on my computer. I don't know why I have such a hard time with YouTube all the time. Now I have to try to get into my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. How's the weather out there? Okay, 1 second here. See if I can log in. Okay, 1 moment, guys. Still trying to get in here. All right, I've gotten to my channel. Let me see if I can get into my own live over here. I've gotten to my channel. Let me see if I can get into my own live over here. All right. Okay, so I see someone's asking me to wear gloves. I actually did not bring gloves with me, and I'm traveling right now. And let's see. Assalamu alaikum, Tasty Big. I'm getting your text message now. Yeah, I have not been around in a long time. Okay. So I am able to see your chats on my computer now. So if I look down, I'm reading the chats. Okay. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about the war. You know, everyone's been a little bit upset, actually a lot upset over what's happening with Russia, Ukraine, Iran, the United States, all of that big mess, right? I think the bottom line is that we are influenced by negative forces, right? So if there is like a very large, powerful entity, right, that we are not able to see visually, we're kind of like receivers of energy and influence, right? So if there's a big negative energy and it's able to influence us, if we are not people of God, if we do not have the protection of Allah, and we're not filled with the spirit of Allah, then we can be easily influenced by Shaitan, right? And this is Shaitan's world, right? Shaitan has influence over this world. So if we have people that are powerful and greedy and basically evil because they have no relationship with God, they don't follow God, then they receive all of Shaitan's energy, right? And negative influence. And so, in my opinion, that's why we have a lot of this going on, like all of these wars, right? So there's a battle for our souls. And why is there a battle for our souls? Because our souls are so very important and powerful, right? Because God created us. And so if Shaitan can influence us and gain control over our souls and cause chaos and violence and anger and, negativity and all of that, that's what Shaitan wants, right? Because Shaitan thrives off of that energy. Demons thrive off of that energy, right? So that's my opinion on it. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, I probably do. Not sure. Maybe it's the phone I'm using. It could be the phone. Yeah, I'm noticing too, if I try to use a VPN, it never works for me properly either. I can't get into the site I'm trying to get into if I use a VPN. Anyway, so that's my opinion on the wars, you guys, to be honest. And if you think about it logically, if we're doing something that makes us feel uncomfortable, or we know that we're doing wrong, or someone else is trying to influence us to do wrong, or make us feel uncomfortable, then we have to ask ourselves, right, what's that internal compass, right? Our internal compass that Allah gave us, our conscience, right? And then, if we go against Allah, if we go against doing right and good and projecting that onto others, right, goodness and righteousness, then we are opening up ourselves to Shaitan, right? And so, when you think about all these wars, you think, oh, these are just men. They're, fighting each other. They want to make money. They are in power. They like to do this type of thing. Maybe they want something from another country. But the bottom line is, if you really think about it, that's probably not what's happening, right? What's happening is evil on our planet is gaining power and then plunders it, and it just causes all of this excessive, violent, chaotic energy, right? So what thrives off of chaotic, violent energy? Well, Allah doesn't thrive off of chaotic, violent energy. Shaitan thrives off of chaotic, violent energy, right? So that would make the most sense, in my opinion, that it's actually a spiritual war using humans as the pawns, right? So if you have a strong relationship to Allah, if you know God and you feel God within you, and let's say that you are put in a position to do evil and you know it, then you have to be strong enough to say, no, I'm not gonna go and kill a bunch of babies. No, I'm not gonna go bomb a religious building. No, I'm not going to go steal from another country. And maybe you'll lose your life over it, but who cares? Because you would just go and be with Allah. So it's not a big deal. You wouldn't cease to exist. But I think the problem is people are, especially people that are not of God, are afraid, right? So they do what they're told by people that are channeling in evil for the good of Satan, Shaitan, right? This is my opinion on it. I could be wrong. I'm not a prophet. But, I study a lot. And I've been around here for a long time. And I've talked to a lot of people. And my biggest interest is spirituality, God, all of that, right? Okay, someone's asking me a question. Sunglasses. I have no sunglasses to wear indoors. I wouldn't be able to see your chat if I was wearing sunglasses indoors. Yeah, and Testy Big says never trust governments, especially in wars. Well, yeah, you're right, Testy Big, because Shaitan is the master of all lies, right? And if he's orchestrating hundreds of thousands of people to do his dirty work, there's going to be nothing but lies coming out all the time. Lies, just a lot of lies. And we're in a world of lies, right? So we have to use our internal compass that Allah gave us to navigate that. So get good at using your conscience and your intuition, right? If something doesn't feel right, that's Allah telling you, no, don't participate in that. Or no, don't eat that. I would say, I want to say food, but what I'm trying to talk about is non-food, right? Like the processed foods, things that are going to harm your body, right? Or I've got to talk about another thing with you guys too, clothing, right? Clothing. Like there are so many lies in our world right now that are hurting us, right? Making us sick, making us behave badly. Of course, all of the core of it goes to greed and money and selfishness, and the root of that is Shaitan. But let's talk about clothing for a minute, right? What are we putting on our bodies, right? Are we putting natural cottons on our bodies, or are we putting petroleum and plastics on our bodies, right? Think about that for a minute. We're natural beings, and Allah says right in scripture the types of things we're supposed to wear, right? Wool and cotton and, the flax, linen, things like that. Even the Bible talks about that, right? And probably the Torah, right? So, and it's important not to mix those fabrics together, right? And because everything in our world is vibrational, right? We have vibration, and that's why music affects us. So that's kind of why, we say maybe it's not a good idea to listen to music. I listen to music sometimes. I choose music for my videos, but the reason I choose music for my videos, you guys, is because I want to invoke a certain type of feeling, right? A certain type of mood that I'm trying to portray in maybe one of my story vlogs or something like that. And why does that happen? That happens because there's a vibration from the music that you're hearing and your body is feeling that does that, right? So everything is vibrational. Clothing is vibrational. It is vibrational, and that's why Allah says don't mix fabrics, right? So you don't want to find something that is polyester cotton or part wool, part cotton, because what it does is it changes the vibration of the fabric that's on your body, which changes the vibration of your body's, I guess you'd call frequency. Yeah. So that's important, right? And what are we eating? What are we eating? If you go to the grocery store and there's more than a couple of aisles, you got to ask yourself, what's all this other so-called food on the shelves, right? Is it food? Is it? If Allah didn't make it, then maybe it's not food, right? I mean, we've got natural eggs, we've got meat, we've got fish, we've got berries, we've got fruit from the tree, we've got nuts, we have vegetables from the garden. But if someone takes these things and they dump a bunch of chemicals in it, and preservatives and different types of sugars and all of this stuff, and they mix it all together and put it in a box, and it sits on the box for 6 months to a year, 2 years. Is that food? That's not food. That's not food, you guys. And if you put that in your body, can your body handle it? Your body processes it, tries to get rid of all the bad stuff. It keeps you alive for a while, but then you're going to be damaged after a while. Because your body, your liver, your kidneys, all of that work really, really hard to help you to survive, even though you're eating that. And it's trying to pull as much nutrients out of it as it can get. But eventually, it will shut down. You'll get a disease, you'll get liver problems, you'll get kidney problems, you'll get emotional health problems, you'll get fat, whatever. You know, you think about this, you guys. Why does someone keep asking me for sunglasses? Who is that? Mosin, you don't need sunglasses. You don't need to see me in sunglasses. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so think about this, you guys. Then we have it from all angles. We've got a lot of lies. And the root of all those lies is Shaitan. Influencing us as people. Now, I gotta plug this in. Plug the phone in. Okay. All right. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. I just plugged it into... Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I just think it's really important to remember that we're being influenced by negative forces on our planet. And the best way to navigate that is to remember Allah, is to pray about it, is to not let the gigantic, horrible forces of Shaitan bring us down into fear and anxiety. Because that's not what Allah wants for us. He wants for us to know that we're safe and we're loved and we'll be okay with Him. Even if we lose our physical lives, we will be with Allah and we'll be fine. Okay? And I think that's important because a lot of people right now are feeling worried. They're feeling scared. There's nothing wrong with preparing for hard times. I think everybody should prepare. You should always have extra food, extra water, extra medical supplies, things like that, so that you can help yourselves and your neighbors in hard times. If you get hit with like earthquake or drought or war and things like that, you know, yeah, be prepared. But you don't have to make it ruin your life or make you feel like you can't enjoy the sunshine or be able to laugh with your family, right? Okay, I'm going to read the messages. So, Testy Pig says, what do you think of global inflation and the cost of living getting higher? Do you think it's a bubble that will burst? usually when the cost of things goes up, it very rarely goes down. So I went through something like this in the 70s. It was very similar. And in the 60s, we had almost launched our nuclear rockets. I don't remember it because I was a baby, but I know about it. So we've been through things like this before in our history. Even before that, right? If we go back through history, we've always got a lot of chaos and fighting and maybe having troubles getting food and things like that throughout history. And usually when there's a problem getting food and supplies, and a lot of it has to do with cost, right? Inflation. It's government driven. A lot of times it's government driven. Sometimes nature. But, and what's behind that? Shaitan, in my opinion. Supernatural forces. Negative ones. So probably not. Probably we will not see a drop in cost, a drop in inflation. It may rise, right? And I was talking about, a couple of years ago, I was talking about the importance of gathering supplies, gathering food and having extra food that you could supplement with your families if things got bad, or if there was a war or something like that, you would have a stockpile of food. At least the basic foods like flour, rice, beans, things like that. Those are fairly easy to acquire, at least in the United States and Canada right now. And they were a couple years ago. Right now, they're probably 4 times the price that they were, I would say maybe 3-4 years ago. What I did was I just bought 3 years worth of flour, 3 years worth of rice, 3 years worth of beans. Now I have some other things too, but not 3 years worth. So even right now, with the cost of groceries and gasoline and everything else, I'm using some of those to save myself money. So when I'm baking breads and things like that, rice dishes, things like that, I'm dipping into my my storage of that. But you can still do that now. If you're thinking that prices may raise, and they may, or if you're thinking that wars may cause shipments to stop coming in, or maybe a scarcity in things, right, then you can go ahead and prepare, right? There's nothing wrong with preparing because you can always use those things. Yeah, so as far as inflation, I don't think it's going to get better. It could possibly go higher, and I would suggest if you can afford to get some bags of flour and bags of rice and bags of beans, that you do so, because it's not going to go to waste. You can start using it, and then just as you're using it, resupply it, right? And unless you can't resupply it anymore, which in that case, it would have been good to have that already in your pantry, right? Already stored. And I don't know how old you guys are, but normally if the price of food goes up and people start paying that price, the suppliers never really pull it down. It might go down a tiny bit. You might see, for example, eggs went down by like a few cents or $1, but I don't think you'll ever see them go back to the regular price. I don't think that will ever happen. Hi, Shamsul Alam. Okay, so Shamsul Alam is saying hi. Hello. Okay. You guys, I don't know if you read one of my posts, but I have some women's clothing that I'm trying to sell. So if you have a sister that you know that wants to open up a shop or needs inventory for her shop, I am trying to sell my inventory for cheap, not much money, because I don't want to sell them anymore and they're taking up space in my home. So I have boxes of abayas, boxes of, women's tunics and things like that. So send me a message if you want to do something with that. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? I'm only going to be on here for another probably 9 or 10 minutes. Anybody have any questions for me? Oh. So Shamsul Alam says, will you be uploading more videos? I intend to upload more videos. I hope to upload more videos. I mean, but I've been saying that for a little while now. And the problem is, I was talking about this earlier in my video, is that I normally am working about 70 hours a week. And that's just because that's how I am. I like to do stuff like that. I just enjoy creating things and working with people and doing stuff like that. So I've been working with companies and helping them to make videos and things like that, photographing their products, and I also have another job on top of that. But I will try. I really would like to. I will try to do that. Maybe I could do at least some regular shorts. So yeah, 70 hours. I'm kind of like an Elon Musk, right? He works 80, right? Do you wear niqab while working? No, I do not. I do not. And actually, I work wherever I am, I work because I work for myself. So all these companies, they reach out to me and through another company, and they ask me, would you consider doing videos and photography for this product? And then they'll offer me a certain amount of money and the product, and I will say yes or no. And right now I'm kind of backed up with companies. I think I have 3 more that I still have to do. And I got so backed up with them that I was, people were waiting a month to get their things. So right now I'm not taking any more companies until I get caught up. But yeah, and then I have my regular job where I work with people. If people are having problems emotionally, problems in their family or whatever, I help them solve their problems. So I'm busy a lot, but I work for myself. So I work from my home, I work over the phone, I work online. If I'm doing photography or videos, I'm doing that wherever I am. So that would be at home, or if I'm traveling. If I'm working with people and they've got some problems and they're coming to me for advice and help, I'm working with them over the phone or online. And so I don't need to wear niqab or anything like that. I can, just be in my own home. So it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So Scar 13 is asking me to upload more videos more frequently. I'm gonna try to do that, you guys. Maybe I can do at least 1 short a week. I will try. I gotta tell you that when I do the videos and I really enjoy doing them, it takes a lot of time, because the first time shooting the video, talking to you, maybe choosing some scenes that are interesting for you to watch, or some music in the background and whatnot. And then I have to spend quite a few hours editing it, chopping out all the bad parts and trying to make it more interesting to watch, and you know, maybe making it a little more colorful or whatever. And then, so the editing process of making videos takes quite some time. And depending on how long the video is and how complicated it is and what the message is I'm trying to portray, it could take all the way up to like 16 hours or more. So yeah, it's, if I'm already working around 70 hours a week with other things, and I also like to read a lot, and I like to sew my own clothes, I like to make my own food so I know that I'm eating healthy, real foods. It takes some time, guys, and I like to keep my house clean and organized. So I'll do the best I can. That's all I can promise. I will do the best I can to put some more videos on this channel, for sure. Someone's asking me where I'm from, and that's always a hard question for me to answer because I'm not really from anywhere. I was born in California, but I moved around with my parents between countries, normally Canada and the United States, back and forth all the time, and to different areas. And I still kind of do that now, but I go in more of a, I guess, kind of like a triangle where I spend a lot of time in Washington State, North Dakota, Vancouver, Canada, sometimes Ontario, Canada, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Right now I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I guess there really isn't like one place that I'm from. I'm from a lot of places. And there are good points in that and bad points in that, right? I mean, if you travel a lot, you know, it can be hard in certain aspects, but also if you're in one spot for a long time, it can be a little, every day can seem a little bit more the same. And I guess I'm used to having a change of scenery a lot, so I don't mind traveling. But I also, on the flip side, do like to spend periods of time in one spot. Sorry, I'm holding up my cord thing because my phone was running out of battery and I had to plug it in. So, okay, I'm just checking to see if I'm missing anybody. Oh, have you ever finished your marriage site? Oh, well, that was an unfortunate situation. I put a lot of money into that. I think it was going to be really a fantastic site, but I had a lot of problems with the programmer. He wouldn't finish it, and then I went to look for a new programmer to finish up his coding, and they were having a problem with his code, and it turned into a big nightmare, and they wanted a lot more money than I was willing to put out for that, and so I ended up just closing it out. So it didn't happen, which is unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, it didn't happen. Didn't ever get finished. Oh, someone's asking me if I have any other accounts. I used to have a TikTok and a Instagram for Muslimah of the WEST. I don't know if I had anything else. Did I? Facebook. I closed those all out, guys. So they're no longer out there. So it's just the YouTube. And there's also Rumble. I have these videos on Rumble because YouTube was deleting a lot of my videos, or they would threaten me and say, hey, you can't talk about certain subjects, so if you do it again, we're gonna delete your channel or whatever. So I put my stuff on Rumble. And actually, I think there was a viewer of mine that was downloading my videos and putting them up on a server so that they would be protected and they would be there. So I think if you Google Muslimah of the West, you can probably find his server, and he has my videos on his server as well. So if it's still there, I haven't looked in a while. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anyone's questions. If I did, you can ask them again. I'm going to go back up and see. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off, you guys, because I got stuff to do today. I love you all, and may Allah bless you. Stay happy in your lives, and hopefully I'll see you soon. If I can't post a video anytime soon, I'll try to go back on live, okay? And maybe you can let me know the best times to be on live, because different times, different zones. So, after this post, just stick it in the comments. All right. Bye, you guys. Love you all. Nice chatting with you too. Yeah.